Today in the Audio Hotline Studio, we have a very inexpensive handheld dynamic microphone. This microphone is the Behringer SL85S, and it goes for about $19 to $20. I've actually had this microphone sitting in the closet waiting for a review for the last little while, but recently I've had more and more people say, hey, the XM8500 and BA85A and all these inexpensive dynamic microphones are sold out. It's a crazy time right now. Ton of microphones are sold out, especially USB microphones. But I did notice that they do have some of these in stock at B&H and a couple other sites that I'll link down below. They don't have any currently on Amazon, but I did notice that this is a little bit more widely available than like the XM8500 right now. So I wanted to see if this Behringer microphone was a good alternative to the other ones. But before I get too specific, let's get mic'd. Welcome all audio nerds to the Audio Hotline, this place. But as I said before, we have the Behringer SL85S cardioid dynamic microphone in the studio. Now I know I can ramble a little bit, and for all of you, I do have a table of contents or timestamps, whatever you want to call it, down in the description so you can skip around to see exactly what you want to see and skip what you don't want to see. Now a lot of my subscribers know that I do like a good Behringer microphone. I feel like they do a very solid job, especially for the price tag that they put on their microphones. I'm a big fan of the XM8500, and I did like the BA85A. I am personally more of a fan of the XM8500, but the interesting thing is the XM8500 and this microphone are actually pretty similar in the sense that they are dynamic cardioid microphones. But since I have all three of these microphones, the XM8500, BA85A, and the SL85S, I decided I'm going to put them all against each other in this video. It's not going to be a super thorough comparison. I'm just going to do a quick sound test during the testing section of this video. And maybe I'll even throw the SM58 into the sound test. Huh? I do have a comparison of the XM8500 and BA85A that I'll link down below. Now there's one order of business that we definitely need to talk about. How Behringer is pronounced. Now let me be the first to tell you. I don't give a flying monkey shit how you pronounce the name. Because honestly, we all know what the person's trying to say. Let them say it the way they want to. But I'll get the occasional comment that's like, hey, you're supposed to say it Behringer or Behringer or Behringer. Now I'm going to link a video down below of the Behringer workers literally discussing this. They made a video about it because people talk about it so much, and it's actually a really funny video. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to some other stuff. Today I am recording the SL85S with my Zoom H6 with the gain set at about 52%. But let's go ahead and talk about what comes with your purchase of the SL85S. When you purchase the Behringer SL85S, you will get the nice protective foam carrying and storage case. You will also get a very standard microphone clip. And inside that microphone clip, there is in fact a microphone stand adapter. And last but of course not least, it comes with the microphone itself, the Behringer SL85S. Now, if you've watched this channel and you've watched a Behringer review of mine, you know that I am crazy about these cases. These are awesome. Getting this case, the microphone, a mic clip, and a stand adapter for $20? That's insane. And honestly, everything that comes with this microphone is great. Like, it's such a bargain for $20. Now, the microphone build itself is honestly surprisingly good. Once again, Behringer makes an incredibly built microphone for an insanely low price. And having this on and off switch is fantastic. But there's an even better part to the on and off switch that I absolutely love. This on and off switch is actually flush with the body of the microphone. And you might think, hey, that kind of sucks because then I actually have to put my finger in there and turn it on or off. No, that's amazing. Because if you're a live singer or you're going to be hand holding this microphone, dude, you're not going to accidentally turn it off. You can seriously just go to town, rub the top of this microphone like hardcore, and it won't turn off. But now that we've gone through some basics of this microphone, let's go ahead and nerd out and talk about the specs. Now, as I said before, the Behringer SL85S is a dynamic XLR microphone with a cardioid polar pattern. This mic has a frequency response of 50 Hz to 16 kHz, an impedance of 300 ohms, a sensitivity of -54 decibels, and a max SPL of 150 decibels. Now, when it comes to the frequency response graph of this microphone, it is far from flat. Now, there's just a lot of little dips and little boosts in this microphone. But now that we've talked about what comes in the box and we got nerdy with some specs, now let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. And let's start testing this mic out. Now, before this point, I've kind of used the windscreen a little bit sporadically, but during this testing, there will be some tests that I do with and without it, and I will, of course, label what I'm doing. And at the end of this testing section, that's when I will put it up against those other microphones. When you get really close to this microphone, it smells like a new pair of shoes, and I like getting new shoes. And when you get really close to the windscreen, it smells like bad breath. I like bad breath. Quick warning, here are some plosives. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peanuts. 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 If you are a YouTube gamer that's interested in getting this microphone, here's how it sounds trying to reject a super clicky keyboard. Now, if you're just banging on a super clicky keyboard, here's how it's going to sound. Now, let's go ahead and take this polar pattern one step further with some white noise. Now, if you're going to be hand-holding this microphone and passing it back and forth in between your hands, because this is what cool singers do, they do this exact same thing. But here's how the handling noise sounds. Now, if you're going to use this microphone for podcasting or anything where you're going to put some post-processing on it, here's how it could sound with a little bit of EQ and some compression. And if I put any other plugins on it, I will, of course, let you know right around here. Now, just really briefly, here is the same post-processing, but without the windscreen on. Now let's do the thing that I've been looking forward to the most. Let's put this microphone up against the BA85A and the XM8500 and the SHURE SM58. Here is the sound of the Behringer SL85S plugged into the Zoom H6 with the gain set at 52%. And now we have the Behringer XM8500 plugged into the Zoom H6 at the same gain as the other ones, 52%. And now here is the Behringer BA85A at 52% on the Zoom H6. And now we have the SHURE SM58 plugged into the Zoom H6 at about 61% gain. Here is the sound of the Behringer SL85S, and once again, here's the XM8500, and here is the tone of this microphone. And once again, here is the BA85A, and here is how it sounds. And once again, here is the tone of the $100 SM58. Well, now that we've tested out the Behringer SL85S, now let's go ahead and get to my review, my opinion of this microphone. Now, I'm always really excited to try out another Behringer microphone. It's actually really funny. I used to just make fun of Behringer all the time when I was in high school and I was playing in bands. Behringer has always been the company that makes products that are less expensive. So when you're younger and you're in a band and you aspire to get good gear, you kind of just hate on the smaller companies. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still believe that Behringer wasn't nearly as good and they weren't making nearly as good of products back then. But for the last little while, they've been doing a really great job and they've really stepped up their game and they just make really great products. What's not to love about getting a solid product that's worth more than you paid for that sounds solid? But now that I'm toward the end of this review, I will say that the results that I've found with this microphone, I'm a little less ecstatic than I was with the XM8500. I still feel like the XM8500 is the budget microphone to beat. That thing is just super solid for a little bit above $20. And I would recommend a person looking at this microphone to maybe look into getting a used XM8500 or just being a little bit more patient and waiting for it, because I do like that microphone a little bit more. But that's not to say there aren't good things about this microphone. It comes with amazing accessories like most Behringer products, and the build itself is amazing like other Behringer microphones. I will say the on and off switch is a very big plus, especially when it comes to live music. And another big plus about that on and off switch is, like I was saying earlier, the fact that you can't turn it off easily. It's just when it comes to the sound of the microphone, I like the tone of the XM8500 more. When you plug in the XM8500 right after it, it just sounds like a blanket was taken off of the microphone. And that's the thing with a budget microphone like this, is it's not probably going to sound absolutely perfect. There's a lot of different voices out there, and this only has one frequency response, so you're gonna have to put in some work maybe. But now that I've shown you the different sounds that you can get between all of these microphones, mostly I just want to leave it up to you to decide which one you think is right for you and your voice. But I do prefer the XM8500 over this microphone, and I would say go with the XM8500 over this microphone. It's just really hard to fault this microphone for being 20 bucks. So given the quality and the price and the accessories all wrapped up into one little bow, the grade that I give the SL85S is a C. Thank you all for watching this review of the Behringer SL85S. I hope that it helped you out, helped you decide whether you want to get one of these or not, but most of all, I hope you had fun. Stay tuned for a lot more reviews and audio-related videos, and a big thank you to all of my subscribers. You are the absolute best. And once again, thank you for watching the Audio Hotline. I'll see you, audio nerds, next time.